Oh, that's what he was. Okay. So he's just high? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Vinland Saga. We're now in season 1, episode 4, which is called A True Warrior. Last episode, we had our warriors from the village set sail, basically 5 people, and Leif and Thor's basically heading out, and we found out that the real mission for Thor's was to get the 5 soldiers to Norway and leave them there, then go off to meet Floki for battle by himself. But we found out that Floki had an ulterior motive of trying to get Thor's assassinated before he ever reached that destination. He just wanted to get Thor's away from the village and basically take care of it. And then an unexpected passenger showed up on the boat, that being Thorfinn. And so, yeah, he's there right now witnessing a fairly scary experience now with these pirates stopping them in this little narrow causeway on their way to the Faroe Islands, which was the midpoint between there and Norway. So we left the episode with Thor's boarding the boat and basically letting them know that he's not a joke. So let's see how things go and whether or not our pirate makes the right decision of trying to be his ally rather than his foe. So I'm ready to jump in. Just before I do though, if you would like to be notified of when I do uploads of this show or anything else, please go ahead, hit subscribe as well as that notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Y'all are really dumb. When someone walks towards you that slowly and confidently, ooh, the slow-mo walk? It's a slow-mo walk. Come on, bro. Didn't you want to prove your mettle? The way he just smacks them away like they're flies. I can't. And he threw you an oar. You can't swim and you're on a boat, bruh. The way he hasn't killed a single one. I really hope his son's taking note. Yeah, Bjorn, what are we going to do? Oh, you're a berserker. Interesting. Oh, he's still going. He's a berserker. Okay. Those are your bros, man. No, let's head and destroy the ship. I think we just gotta leave him alone. He'll knock himself out. Oh, that's what he was. Okay. So he's just high? Okay. He can take a lot of pain right now because he can't feel it. He's gonna get up again. I told you he was getting back up. That's right. Man up. I feel that. Here comes your berserker. Deal with him. His baby's on that ship. I really highly recommend you do not touch him. Oh, the form. Don't analyze it. Ooh, and you haven't had the hair flip. He really doesn't want to hurt you. I don't like Askeladd's laugh. I don't like it at all. But also he can go down because he's trying to sell children as slaves, so he can die. I take it back. I mean, if he has to. Plus, you haven't seen his past. My man knows the situation. They're waiting. Look at his son. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Smart. Prove yourself, Cap. He's not dumb. Oh, he's an agile old man. I don't trust Askeladd to fight fair. Listen, we were gonna shower when we got to the Faroe Island, okay? Shut up! You didn't get enough spankings. No, he just calls everyone dad. The idea was it easier to fight when you have no one to lose, or do you fight harder when you have something to lose? Told you he was gonna fight fair. Told you. I give him props though, because he knows he cannot go strength for strength with this man. He's got to use being nimble. Shut up, boy. I'm gonna need you to be quiet so your dad can focus. Dead ass. Damn, the sheer force. It is a good thing you fast, boy. Can someone put this fire over the kid's mouth right now? Ooh! Shave anyone? You think he needs a sword to kill you? Thank you! I win! Where's my prize? That's about your pride? What's up there, junkie? I don't want to. Not you looking for a boss. He said I might have fallen in love with you during this fight, Thor, so I'm gonna be real with you. Would you be my daddy? They're like, we actually wanted you to lead us. Don't you cheat. You got on this boat for no damn reason. You were gonna kill him, you would have done it already. They don't care about their leader, bro. They know you're not gonna sacrifice your son. Oh, so it's you that he's gonna kill. He's not a warrior, he's a low-life thief. You're the definition of a real man. He's gonna grow up and kill you, Askeladd. You know that, right? Don't give me your fake respect now, bro. Ooh, this imagery. Sorry, Thorfinn. Yeah, you were so eager for battle. Where'd that get you? He's gonna have to learn life the very hard way, I can tell already. Villain arc loading, by the way. Villain arc loading. That's what we call a minor psychotic break, folks. 0. I hope that rots your gut for the rest of your life. That kid will haunt you for the rest of your life. Speaking of berserk mushrooms. You think so? But he won't be a kid forever. Remember that, y'all's already old. Oh, honey, you don't know. Hate can be your bread, your water, everything you need, especially for revenge. So he's heading wherever they're going. He was supposed to go with Leif. How does everyone keep losing this child? That's what I want to know. These are the worst child caregivers ever. Okay, like the fact that this kid just keeps getting lost. Oh, and his poor mom's gonna think that he got... Anyway, I mean, he's probably gonna be sold into slavery at this point. That's probably what's gonna happen because we know Askeladd don't want to keep him. So, well, that was a sad episode, but I kind of saw it coming. I kind of called from about episode 1 or 2 that this was gonna come back. But there is an expression, you know, they say if you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? And even though Thor's really did try to turn his life around and he did a lot of good towards the last part of his life, he took a lot of lives, right? Like we only saw a small part of what he did when he was still part of that Viking army, and I'm pretty sure that was not all of it, right? We saw even that flashback that they showed of him when his daughter was born and the way he was so cold and detached and I want a boy. I don't like it. It's too noisy. Like the detachment he had there, and it was kind of his wife that to pull him into like realizing, no, this is your child, sir. Like, don't you dare dismiss your child like this, right? So I bring that up to say that who he was when he was in that military, deep in it, was probably very much what we saw that snippet of when his daughter was born. Cold, detached, a machine, just out there to take lives at all costs. And I'm willing to think that there's at least 100 stories of kids who are just like Thorfinn, who lost a dad because Thor showed up on their shore and just took everybody out on the orders of this Viking, right? So, or this Viking military. So, you know, we're seeing this perspective on the story, so it's easy to feel sad, but at the same time, I think, you know, Thor's always knew this was going to somehow come back to bite him in some way. And I'm sorry, I do very much feel like you can put a lot back into the world to kind of try to atone for what you've done. But, you know, karma's a thing, you know, it'll come back. You know, there's a lot of people who died most likely because of him. And this was kind of poetic justice. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that aren't sad that Thor's is gone, right? So anyway, he at least was able to save the life of those crew and his son by his sacrifice. Like, that's kind of why he threw his sword. He knew that, as he said right before he even started trying to take out the men, he's like, if I was on my own, this wouldn't be a problem, but I'm not. And there's people who could get hurt. So really, I think that's when he realized, after when, you know, the berserker jumped over and grabbed his son, that's when he realized there's no way all of us are making it out alive. And I'd rather make sure that my kid is okay and these kids are okay. You know, as I said, I think he knew that death was going to come for him one day, one way or another, because of the life that he led. So I think he preferred it like this. At least he was the only one who got hurt. Or the only one who got fatally hurt, and that's what he wanted, right? He felt like, I'm the one who brought this mess down on us, so I should be the only one who pays the price. And at least Askeladd respected that, right? He didn't have to, but I suppose at least he didn't go after the kids afterwards. He did let them go. So, and even the fact that right now he's not attempting to throw Thorfinn over, I think he knows deep down, like, especially like showing that shot of him in the boat, thinking about the flashback of when they said, like, how many of my men did he take out? And he was like, none. He just knocked them out. So I think that made him feel especially bad, right? Again, I don't think he feels awful. He's a pirate after all, but I think he really wanted to believe that, oh, well, you've already taken some of my men out, so, you know, this is just a payment. And to realize that he really was not that man anymore, yeah, that's gonna sit with Askeladd for a long time, for sure. And I mean, he did recognize it. Like he said, like, well, I don't believe it, I don't agree with it, but he was saying that Thor's is worth more than the entire crew of men, right? Just one Thor's would have been worth more than that. So anyway, we saw poor Thorfinn had to witness something that no child should ever witness, which is the death of their parent, and especially because he thought his dad was this unbreakable force. And also the fact that he's 6, right? So his sense of justice is very black and white at this age, and he thinks, you know, dad challenged him to a duel, dad won. He should have won, like the other man should have died. And the fact that his dad is the one who ended up dying, he's just, you know, you can see his little brain is trying to make sense of what his dad was trying to say about how true strength has nothing to do with violence and all these things. But he doesn't understand it, because everything that he's been learning, as I mentioned multiple times in the other episodes, this Viking mentality that it's fighting is glory and that's the way to go. Everything his dad's doing is going against that, and he doesn't understand it. So again, being a 6-year-old, he just can't put it together, and all he can care about at this point is that it feels like his dad died unjustly. And in a way he did, but he's just too young to understand that his dad's past has a huge bearing on all of this. So anyway, I said his villain origin story was going to start with seeing something like that, and I was right. I do think it's going to roll up eventually to Floki, but it's going to be Askeladd and his crew first, for sure. I have no doubt. You saw that little kid, his very wild, crazy eyes and his fierce determination in his screaming, where he said, I am going to take all of you out. That is my mission in life now. And it was enough that even those grown men stopped, right? And then they're like, well, he's just a kid, right? Is he? Is he really? I mean, truthfully, yes. Obviously, if he tried to take any of them on right now, it would not go his way. But I believe Askeladd let him live at this point because he wants to see what he'll turn into. He didn't, I would say his interest in Thor's was definitely more than just curiosity. I think he really was, what's the word? Intrigued, fascinated by Thor's. And I don't think he was joking when he said, you should lead us. I actually think he was dead ass about that, because if Thor's could train his men, they would be truly a fearsome pirate crew. But anyway, I think the reason he's letting Thorfinn live is because he does respect Thor's, all the more so because he didn't take lives. And I do think deep down part of him probably does want to see if he'll grow up to be a person that will be formidable enough to take on his entire crew. Definitely him, because he's already old. By the time Thor's is like old enough to be in fighting shape, dude's gonna be pretty old. But yeah, I think he very much wants to see how this is all going to turn out. So yeah, dark episode, but very good for the story. I enjoyed it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.